Yeah.
You know, the one that shot himself.
Yeah, in the leg.
Before he got drafted, right when he's leaving Michigan State, I'm at University of Florida, did some event. So he's got to be like 20 years old back then. This is 23 years ago. He goes, yo, G. And I was on BET now, so I'm kind of popping and stuff especially with the college kids. So we out, and he goes, I don't met him. He was like, what's up, man? I'm Plaxico Buress, man. I'm playing Michigan State. I'm about to get drafted. I said, what kind of name's Plaxico? He was like, no, right? I don't know who he is. So he goes, then we got cool over the course of that night, just bullshitting at this club. He goes, G, man, you got these women on me. Help me out a little bit. I said, all right. So I got these two girls, and I was like, yo, this is my boy Plaxico. And they was like this, Plaxico? What kind of name's that? I go, it's Arabic for big black motherfucker.
Yeah. Greatest wingman ever.
Hey, all I know is like an hour later, I'm still mingling. I look over, Plax still talking to the same two girls. I was like, I did my job.
Greatest wingman ever. Greatest
like, I'm here for you, bro.
Now, I'm curious because you were on Shaq's show podcast, and you had said that a girl that you were acquainted with was telling you about a ball player.
Yeah.
And that things came out later. Does that happen a lot? Like because you're a celebrity and people might tell you, I was with this celebrity and let me tell you what the shit that he's on. And you're shit.
That doesn't happen a lot, but this girl's, I'm very cool with her. I've been cool with her for years. And I'm not trying to sleep with her. So I think I'm on that beyond friendship level where she's just like telling me, like I'm talking to my boys with her. So she told me, I was like, oh my God. But her stories were so great. It's like, please tell me more. And I'm sitting there eating salsa like, God damn, these were great stories.
Right. Let's go on another.
So that brings me to another. Have you ever been talking to a chick and she just told you some shit you just did not want? Like, yeah, I was with such and such. I didn't need to know that. That wasn't information that I needed.
I don't know, maybe. I don't know. I can't really think. I don't know. I have to think about that one.
You have been honest on your podcast, and you have been touching on your children, the woes that you're kind of going through, and kind of what I see you when you're speaking it, like it does fuck with you, but I don't see you wearing it so much. Like, let me just show the world that I'm fucked up about it. But you're speaking in a sense that other fathers might be going through the same thing. I want you to kind of break down because people always think the grass is greener in Hollywood, to where like money and success and fame is supposed to make everything work perfectly. Mm-hmm. And they don't see those times where, like, when you tell a story about trying to go to your daughter's graduation, yeah, and she just kind of doesn't want you there because of maybe the communication barrier. Mm-hmm. Tell us that part of it from, let's just say, a celebrity standpoint, to where you have to deal with these human factors that technically us regular Joes are probably dealing with the same thing as well.
Yeah, well, it's catch-22 as a comedian. We're gonna be gone. That's part of the deal. But you get the life you have because we are gone. We can't have it all. I can't make like a decent amount of money and give you everything you need so you don't have to struggle and still be there. If I'm home, I'm not making no money. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. It's like, it's difficult to grasp. Like, it doesn't wear on me like, oh my God, I'm just depressed all the time. It's more like, I know, and I think deep down my kids know. They know I was there when they was growing up. They know no matter what was going on in my life, they came first. So in that aspect, within myself, I validated my being a father. And it's weird how everything was fine until the divorce happened. And then I became a deadbeat. Then I became, and this is all shit got said about me on the internet, Then it was I abandoned everybody. And I was like, that is not what happened. That is, and I think in a divorce, especially when you're in the heat of it, you got to give the mom and the dad, you got to give them like a mulligan, like, yo, you got to give them a little leeway because you got so many people in your ear. You got so many people telling you what you should be doing. Your lawyers, your girlfriends, my dudes, everybody, her girlfriends are telling her to do this. My dudes are telling me to do this. My lawyers tell me to do this. Her lawyers telling her to do this. And I'm like, in the end, it's like, okay, once the dust settles, we're decent human beings. I'm a decent human being. Their mom's a decent human being. And look, whatever you want to say, like the relationship with the kids, we did our jobs. Nobody has a police record. Nobody's on drugs. Everybody's going to be productive members of society. And just over time, I hope it gets better. But, I never put my career before them. It was equal. You know what I mean? My management, when we went over my schedule, when's their kids' birthdays? What events do they got to be in? Like if there was a recital, a basketball game, things like that, I was like, okay, I got to get back. I got to make it.
That's you and your wife speaking, or you're like your manager? Or?
Manager, me and my manager. Like we would literally, okay, what day is Austin's birthday? What day is Kennedy's birthday? Emilio's birthday? Like, okay, so you can't work that day. Or I got to be close enough that I can get back for their birthday. Like one time I was in Pittsburgh and we lived in Cincy. So we met in Columbus so I could be there for my son's birthday. So I was there. We went out to eat, got a cake, and did the whole birthday thing. And then I drove back to Pittsburgh. So
do you think that fucks up the kid though? Like, I'm just curious. Like, Dad, I got to see Dad for a second. Like you said, you can't live this life without me having to go back to work. Like a football player, like hell, even if I was in Iraq. Do you think that messes up a kid though? Like when they see like, oh, Dad was here and then he left, or do you speak to the kid saying, this is what I'm doing it for you?
But that's all they knew.
Okay.
When I was little, they thought I was a pilot. Because they always see me at the airport. They like, that's where Dad works on the airplane. I'm talking about when they was like from 1 year old to about 4. They literally look at planes and be like, that's where Dad works on the airplane. That's all they knew. I didn't start doing a stand-up when they were 10 and I was around. Their whole life, that's they knew. And listen, I got the text messages and everything that, thanks for everything you do. You're a great dad. Hey, we had a reality show. You know what I mean? That everybody got paid on. I was making my kids money when they were under 18. You know what I mean? So it was like, yeah. I was like, I know deep down, it's like, all right. I think as you can always say I could do things different. And you always be like, beat yourself up about stuff. But I was like, I read a quote where they said, when you go through a divorce, when your kids are younger, they idolize their dad. Then when the divorce happens, they demonize them.